Liftoff. Liftoff. 30 minutes after.
Hey everybody, Garnett Lee here for Weekend Confirmed. Hope you're enjoying the show every Friday at 11 a.m. on your feeds and the iTunes store. Right now, we're going to do Question of the Week. You want to get your questions to us, hit us on Facebook or Twitter, which is exactly what, I didn't plan this out, so I'm going to have to see. Oh, this is easy. Ethan Gotch did. Ethan Gotch asked, how will Assassin's Creed 3 fare in the new world? And he goes into a little specifics here. No old cities or dense urban areas, that sort of thing. Well, I think it's going to fare great. Look, we're all excited about a new Assassin's Creed, and rightfully so, because the series has been great. Although, if you go here to the latest installation, I think people are starting to get maybe a little weary of the Renaissance world. And we kind of want to get back to the main trilogy. So, if you're not, I figure you're familiar with Assassin's Creed, Ethan, but for everyone who's not necessarily, they're doing a story arc for Assassin's Creed, and then they stopped here and did a 3-story trilogy arc within that larger arc. So it's nice to get back to the broader arc in the first place. So how do you think it'll fare? Well, I think that what they did by coming into this smaller arc in the Renaissance was they really explored that we call it parkour, but I think parkour maybe doesn't really explain enough of the clamoring about, running about buildings. Of course, parkour stands for free running. It's popular in Europe, and of course you see these guys running around buildings, jumping up back and forth from building to building, leaping from ledges, all that kind of stuff. All the things that we've now come to think of as the Assassin's Creed gameplay. But if you go back to the original Assassin's Creed, there was a lot of other things they wanted to do in the game. And I think that one way they could incorporate that here, and disclaimer, I have not seen Assassin's Creed 3, so if this happens, it'll be, happenstance, very fortunate. But one of the things that I think they wanted to do was they had those scenes where they showed Ezio walking through the crowded market. And there was this idea that he'd have to make his way through the crowds without attracting too much attention, get to his target, assassinate them, and then make his way back out of the situation without raising the alarm. I could see that being transferred to the war battlefield of old, where you had these massive armies, and they didn't fight really. If you go back to that era, they didn't fight in the way we think of modern combat, with guys spread out and in cover and all the sort of things we've gotten accustomed to from Call of Duty. They had big, massive armies on the field of battle with these masses of troops. So now imagine a situation where you're the assassin, and you've been tasked with taking out the leader of this force over here, and you have to make your way through the battlefield, not raising the alert from any of the other soldiers on the battlefield, make it to your target, take him out, rendering, of course, the army now at a loss because they've lost their field commander, and then make your way back out without being detected. I think that could be really cool. There's a lot they could explore there. And come on, it's Assassin's Creed. They're not going to completely abandon the fun of running around through buildings. It's not as if, early colonial America didn't have towns. They're different towns, but there's great architecture to explore there. If you haven't, take a quick look at the website for Colonial Williamsburg. It's a big part of American history, and it's been a beautifully restored, national, sort of a park, but it's also like an amusement park, but it gives you a good idea what colonial life was like. And you can see some of the buildings and get an idea for some of the things you'll be able to run around on and play in. So I think you'll still have all of that. There's just new things for them to do with the revolutionary battlefield. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be exciting. Assassin's Creed 3, can't wait to see more at E3, and we will bring all that to you and more in our E3 coverage right here on Weekend Confirmed. Make sure to subscribe right here to the video channel, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Something will be given information and nothing about anything
used to coming onto their service and buying things, because if you buy the full game there, chances are you'll buy additional things there. And of course the developers like it, because if you're buying it digitally and downloading it to your service, you won't have anything to return to the store to sell as a used copy later down the line. Now there's definitely this push and pull going on between retailers and the developers and publishers.